Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Ndifon Ntui. On this channel I make sewing tutorials. I post new videos on Wednesdays and on Saturdays, so please make sure to back on those days in order to watch new content. If you like the video, please give it a thumbs up. Do not forget to subscribe. If you are a beginner or if you are a person not push up on your skill, I offer online courses. I'll be showing a demo how to draft, how to make a jumpsuit for you to watch and decide if it will be convenient for you to learn online. If you're interested, send a Telegram message number that you can see on the screen. Thank you so much for your time. Enjoy the rest of the video. Continue to have a lovely day. Bye bye. Alright, so you're welcome to today's video. In this video I'm going to show you how to make a vent at the back of your jacket. So in order to get the pattern I have here, you need to my previous video. That's my video on how to draft a blazer, where you see how I draft the back. So this is the inner part of the back where we have made provision for the slit. This part here is the part we'll be joining later, but this is the main focus of this video, the slit area. I have already cut my lining, and as for the lining, I made the lining shorter than the fabric. So you see this, they are the same. All the dimensions at the top part here are the same until we get to the bottom where the lining was made intentionally, was made to be short. Was made to be shorter than the fabric, sorry. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to join both sides of the back together. So I'm going to start from up here, okay? That's so you can see this is the neckline area. I'm going to start from the neckline area. I'm going to sew all the way down, and you see this this L shape I have here. I'm going to sew all the way down. By the time I get to the end where that's where we have this angle, I would sew after this point here. I'll sew down by 1 inch on both the fabric and the lining. All right, so let me do that. Okay, so after we have made the stitch, I want you to make a notch at the points where we have the L. That's at the angle that we have over there. Now you're going to do the same thing on the lining as well, and then you're going to choose where you want your slits to fall. Okay, so you see this, you're going to choose where you want your slits to fall, and by the time you have done that, I want you to iron here flat. So you see this seam that we have just made now. I want you to take it to your ironing table, and I want you to press and iron it so that it stays, so that the joining stays flat. Okay, so choose where you want your slits to fall, where you want the vents to face. Okay, and then iron the top flat. Do the same thing on the line. All right, so you can see what I was talking about. You iron here flat, so you see that, and then if we turn over to the other side, you will see that we have already created, look at how smooth the back is, and we have already somehow we've started making the slits already. So now the next step is, you see this part here, the one that's laying on top. What we are going to do is you're going to take the lining. You see that this is how to look at the end of the day. But what we're going to do is this. You see, whatever part you choose to lay on top, you see, after we iron it, you have an option of dropping it here or dropping it here. So wherever you choose to drop it, after you have chosen, you take the lining. Okay, you see this part here. So you see, this is the rough side of the fabric. This is the rough side on the lining. So you're going to bring these two together, and we're going to join it. But since we intend to join the other part of our jacket on this side, that's the princess, that when we are starting, we are not going to start this stitch from the beginning. We'll keep a space of 1.5 inches, just so we have enough to join the princess that I showed you at the beginning to the other side. But we'll start stitching from here all the way down. You keep a space of like 1.5 inches should be enough. So after you have made that stitch, so you see, you join them together at the end. You see, because we cut this one to be shorter, it will definitely be shorter by the time you force the ends to be together over here. So what we will do is we'll pick this one up and drag it and keep it to be on the same level with the one on top. You see this part, that's the L shape that we have. You see this is the L shape now. So we're dragging the lining to be on the same level with the one on top. By the time you have positioned everything, you simply stitch the fronts that we have here from the bottom to the top. So after you have made that stitch from the bottom to the top, the next thing we're going to do is you're going to come close to this part here so that it turns inside out neatly. You will make a notch like so, and then you can now turn it inside out. So with that, we have created the first portion of our vents at the back. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to iron here flat. You see this part here? This is what we have done. We have completely finished one side of the back. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to press this, iron it. Alright, so this is what we have done so far. This is the side that we just stitched. Okay, so now for the next step, we're going to need to cut into this fabric a bit, okay, so that everything turns inside out neatly. So just watch what I'm doing. After you've done the first part that we have just made together, you're going to pick here up, turn here to the other side. See what I just did? You're going to come ½ inch. You see this is where my stitch stopped. You're going to come ½ inch after that point, and you're going to draw a line like so. Okay, see this? So just draw a line across it first. The next thing is what's supposed to happen is that our fabric was supposed to have some fabric to turn this rough edge. See this rough edge we have here? We're supposed to have a fabric that will turn this rough edge neatly. So in order to do that, you come ½ inch after this point. You see this point here? You're going to come ½ inch in to this point, and you're going to make a mark like this. So what I just did. After the edge we have here, ½ inch in, you're going to draw that line all the way down. Okay, and after you have done that, you're going to turn back to the way it's supposed to be and just give it a light pat so that what we have just drawn would reflect on this other part. You see this? So watch what I'm doing. You need to be careful when you're making this cut. So you're going to put your scissors, see this? You're going to cut through here, cut through here, cut through here, cut to the other side. You see this? And you're going to cut this part here off. See how calm I'm talking? That's how calm you should be when you are doing this for the first time, so that you don't mess it up. That's why I'm not, gingering a lot today. As for this excess, you're not doing anything with it. You can simply chop it off. See this angle that we have here? You're going to make a small ½ inch notch into it. Oh, sorry. So you see this angle we have here? You're going to make a ½ inch notch, just a very small ½ inch notch into it, like so. You see that? After you have done that, you're pretty much done with this part for now. You're going to need to attend to the bottom of the jacket before we proceed. Now, before you do that, so the next step after you've made this cut is, you see this excess that you have here? That's the one that is still long. You are going to fold it up gently and make sure that you keep it so it's on the same level with this part. You see that? So it's the same level with the back, so they're the same on both sides. After you have done this, okay, you can take it to your ironing table and give it a good press, which is okay. So you see here has been ironed. If I open it, look at the SS number, letting it open. You can see I have ironed that down. That's what you need to do, iron it flat. Now for the next step, there are a couple of stitches we need to make so that here stays like this permanently. Now this is the easiest way. There's a method where we can make a cut here, but that's going to be too complex. So just because the cut we've made here is already enough to confuse the person for the first time, so this is the easiest way to go about this. After you have ironed it flat like so, you see this? After you've ironed this part here flat like so, you're going to open it flat. You see this? Open it flat, pick here up and turn it inside out. See what I'm doing? Okay, if you didn't catch that, you can go back and play it again. After you've held it like this, what you're going to do is you are going to sew 2 inches. If you are using the pattern that I showed you how to draft in the last class, that's what you should use so that this works perfectly. I'm going to sew down here in 2 inches. You have done that, you can make a notch at the top here, at the top part here. You can make a notch to cut that off and then turn everything inside out. Okay, so if you turn everything inside out, this is what you'll be left with. If you had ironed this well the first time, You have to be acting like mine, where you can see it's automatically going back up. Now after this first stitch that you just made, okay, one more stitch before we're done with this area. What you're going to do is this: you're going to come from under here. See what I'm doing? You're going to come from under here, keeping here flat like so, and you're going to put your finger into here. So you see this, one finger under here, one finger in between the new stitch you just made. You see that you're going to push it in. You see this edge? This is what I'm trying to get to now. So by the time you get to that edge, like so, you're going to open it up and you will see it's right inside there. Look at the edge here. So you hold it like this. What I want you to do is I want you to make a stitch from the top all the way down so that it holds them in place. Now a stitch holding this part here down. You can see that there's a stitch holding that edge there like that permanently. What I will do is now I'll head back to my ironing table, press and iron here flat. Okay, after the last stitches that we just made, you can see at the time we turn everything inside out. Look at the back, look at how here it's looking already. Okay, the slit is coming, the vent is coming together. Now the next step, you see this, is you're going to lay the back flat once again. After you've done that, now you see this edge here. This edge is supposed to be joined with this edge. Okay, so what you're going to do, you pick up the back, the lining like so, take it out of your way. See what I just did with my hand there, okay? This is how it was before. You're going to turn it upside down. You see this? And remember, we need to keep some space. We need to keep some space at the beginning part here because we are going to join this to the princess dart. So you're going to keep a space. You can keep a space of like 1 inch space. There should be enough for you to squeeze in the other pattern. So now the next thing I'm going to do, so if you look inside here, you will see there's a thread there showing where the last stitch stops. After you have made that stitch, this is what we have. So you can see this other part of your slit here. You can see this is the space we kept for joining the other side of the princess dart to the body at the back. So now the next thing I want you to do is, you see this edge that we have here. If you notice, we made a notch at the top here with 1/2 inch over here. So we're now going to fold here inside like so and iron it. So you see this part here. Okay, so after we have folded here and ironed it flat, it's simple. What we're going to do is we're going to turn inside out, and now watch closely. I'm now going to stitch from the beginning of the notch that I made over here all the way down. By the time you iron, if you turn it inside out, you will see there'll be a crease on the inside. There'll be a line showing where your iron where you ironed. Okay, so you see how the outside is looking really nice already. So let's stitch the inside. So like I said, open it up and we're going to stitch from here all the way down. See what we have here? We're almost done. The last step would be to finish the top. So I'm going to do the same thing I did on the side. On the top, I would push here. I would push this top part here where I have the notch and the 1/2 inch that we kept. We'll turn it towards the inside and I'm going to press and iron it down. So that's the next step. Okay, so I hope you can see, because I know this black on black I'm making it a bit difficult. So this is what we have left. So you can see I have folded that 1/2 inch excess we had inside this point now. Okay, so the last stitch is you need to turn, you can turn inside out, okay, and make your stitch over here, and that would and that's final for this step. Or if you don't want to turn, by the time you turn, you will simply see the crease there, and where you see your iron mark, you can stitch, or you can stitch it from outside here like I would do. But this is it, this is the last step. Is this, you're going to pick here up You see this? And pick up the entire slit. Pick up the entire slit from inside. Okay? After you have done that, you're going to lay it down on your machine. So you see, look at where I had my slit joining. So from the very inside, you're going to take it like that, lay the entire slit flat. Okay? Okay, so before I head over to iron it, this is what we have. Flip it the other way, it is neat. If you look at it from the top part here too, what you also have is a neat slit. Okay, so that's how you go about making your slits for your jackets, your blazers, whatever you want to make. This is the easiest way that I know to go about it if you want to have that clean, neat look. All right, so I'll join both sides of the princess. That's all the construction. This video is about the slits. Thank you for watching. If you've come this far, have a lovely day. Please, if you like my videos, do not forget to give this video a like. It really helps the video get recommended to more people. If you don't like the video after watching this far, it gives YouTube the impression that the video was not nice. So thank you for watching. Have a lovely day. Bye bye.